Viewpoints On, episode 38. Stephanie said we're middle-aged.
That means
ageist.
It's time for us to, you know, leave for a younger model and get a sports car.
That's 50. I think we're pushing it.
Well, let's get into the show.
Let's get right into it.
It's again a bit of we're in sort of a limbo phase before before the new season starts, before the award movies come out, and there's not a lot of real news. There's a lot of gossip.
Yeah, there's like tumbleweeds going by the internet, you know.
So we've got a little tiny show today.
Yeah.
First, want to see it.
Yes.
Last week, of course, the big movie and the big hit was Inglourious Basterds, which you saw.
Bastards.
Which you saw, and
yes.
What did you think?
Well, my dad loves World War II movies. Like I was telling Stephanie, like if they had a channel that does playback, we would never see him. Like, he would just watch them nonstop. And he saw Pulp Fiction and Jackie Brown in the theater, and he liked them. Mm-hmm. So I thought, okay, it's the day before his birthday. I'll take him to the movies for his birthday. I could tell, like, 20 to 30 minutes in, he was, like, shifting in his seat, and he's doing this. And then he got to go to the bathroom, which he never does. And I could tell he wasn't enjoying it. It was very, very, very long. Like, and it felt long.
Well, those are Tarantino movies. You got to know going in that you're going to be in there for at least 2.5 hours.
Yeah, but it felt that long.
It felt that,
like,
yeah.
There's some movies where they just go by, like The Dark Knight didn't feel like 2.5 hours.
I wanted to see it, but of course, knowing it was Tarantino and knowing how gory and bloody it was going to be, I just waited and I checked out the spoilers online to see what happens. But
yeah, it's very gory, lots of scalping people, and they actually like show like the
See, here's the thing. You don't need to see that. I understand that's Tarantino style, and I'm a huge Tarantino fan. I love all of his movies, but you know, you don't really need to see that.
Lots of people getting shot, you know, so.
And he completely rewrites history.
Yeah, we won't spoil it.
But he does completely rewrite the history of World War II.
This is Tarantino's version of World War II.
But the big movie of the week opened to a big $37 million, which is a huge opening for a Tarantino movie.
Yeah, its budget was like 70-something, so it still has a little bit to go.
And apparently very successful overseas as well, because he's really popular over there, so it'll probably definitely make its money back.
And that's the thing, is this next weekend is going to be the clincher of what kind of drop-off it has. Is it going to have like a Friday the 13th, like 80% drop-off?
I don't think
or is it going to have like a District 9 sort of 40-ish, 50-ish
drop-off?
Well,
the thing is, you could say it doesn't have competition, but maybe it kind of does.
I'm in the firm camp that this movie does have competition with Halloween 2 and Final Destination, because you know, they're both rated R.
I don't think Final Destination is really its competition. I think if anything, Halloween 2 is its competition.
It's the same company, which kind of leaves me scratching my head, like why
they couldn't have waited like at least a week and give
why
it 2
a company
weeks?
would do that. You know,
and Weinstein has been given such a big push to Inglourious Basterds. Did you think they would have? And Halloween 2, why not? You know, wait a little bit closer to Halloween. Maybe not that weekend, but just at least into October when people are starting to feel it.
Yeah, we know it's like jam-packed with Saw has that, that month wrapped up tight.
But Halloween 2, as we mentioned, is coming out. It's Rob Zombie's sequel to his reboot of the franchise. And basically this, I guess, the opening scene picks up literally minutes after the first one.
Kind of like the first and second one did of the original series.
And then there's a time jump. But, and I guess I heard him on the radio this morning, he stays pretty close, you know, to what the world he created in the first one. So I suppose if you like the first one, you're probably going to like the second one.
Or it's, you know, lots of death and destruction and blood.
Yeah.
So
obviously I'm not going to go see it. I'm also not going to see Final Destination because, I mean, come on. Really.
And the big thing on that is it's in 3D, so all the deaths, they plan to, you know, like the things coming towards you.
Here's the thing. The first one, the reason why the first one was successful and caught on is because the deaths were unexpected, you know. She steps off a curb and gets hit by the proverbial bus, you know, and then, you know, Sean William Scott, the train comes by. You know, you didn't see those deaths coming. They came out of nowhere. That's what made it different and exciting. Yeah. But the sequels have taken a turn where it's like, you know, you can see where they're coming and they just want to make the deaths gorier.
Well, that's what I think this is what makes those movies sort of fall into the torture porn sort of aspect.
Absolutely.
It's not about the movie, it's about how can we kill people in a interesting, strange way. So I think when you do that, you're venturing into torture porn. Because at least with Halloween 2, it's not about how does Michael Myers kill the people. It's about, you know, Michael and finding his sister in the background. So I'll give Rob Zombie that. we'll venture somewhere really quick. We just read this morning he's going to remake The Blob.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Like I told her, if he wants a challenge, I want to see a Rob Zombie romantic comedy.
You know, just like Sandra Bullock or
Hugh
Jennifer
Grant.
Aniston and Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
Yes. So that's your challenge,
That's
buddy.
a challenge, Rob Zombie. I want to see that. Nobody dies.
No. No.
The third big movie this weekend, which I'm excited about and I'm definitely going to go see, is Taking Woodstock. Stars Dimitri Martin from the Comedy Central shows. Directed by Ang Lee.
Which the commercials really don't push that.
That it's directed by Ang Lee, who is just one of the best directors working right now.
Got his Academy Award.
I love Ang Lee. He's so great. But you're right. They should be pushing it more that he directed. But it is the story of, you know, how they put Woodstock together, and it follows this teenager who lives in upstate with his parents, and it looks sort of funny and sort of poignant. And I really do have sort of this secret love for those 60s flashback type movies like this, and you know, so I'm probably definitely going to go see this.
Okay. You're in the same way that I kind of like, you know, the 20s and 30s. That's what I really like, Public Enemies.
Right.
The thing about Ang Lee, it kind of brings up this this thing I've been kind of thinking about is movies nowadays aren't really pushing the director when they should be. So like Away We Go, you wouldn't know that Sam Mendes directed it by their...
Especially if you have a named director
who has an Academy Award
with a following, and we know they're good, we know their work. So it's like if you see Ang Lee up there, you're like, oh, Ang Lee, Brokeback Mountain, and you know, so you know what you're expecting, that it's going to be at the very least, it's going to be beautifully shot and well put together.
Yeah, but then, you know, like people like the visionary director of 300, that could be like, boom, center stage. But
everywhere you turn.
You know, Sam Mendes and Ang Lee are established visionary directors.
Yeah,
you know,
you're right about that.
And even Sherlock Holmes coming up.
Guy Ritchie.
No, I think that might be on the other side of the coin, where that might be a good thing.
Guy Ritchie is sort of like people love him or people hate him.
He's sort of a genre sort of guy.
Right.
So I think sort of not pushing him. So I think that's the other side of the coin, where maybe not saying the director. But I think...
you're absolutely right, though.
Because in the only time we see Ang Lee's name is the critics saying, like, Ang Lee has done it again.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only reason why I even know that Ang Lee was directing that movie. So that brings up the point. So, winner of this week... What do you think is going to win?
The winner, I think...
Creativity and then realistically.
Well, yeah, I would love if everybody would just, forget the horror movies, let's go see Taking Woodstock, but that's not going to happen. I think it's really going to be a fight between Inglourious Basterds and Halloween 2. I think that's your 1 and 2.
I think that the Final Destination is going to sneak in there, because I don't think it is rated R. I think it's PG-13.
How in the world could it not be rated R?
I think it's rated PG-13. I'm pretty sure. We'll double check. I'm sorry, we're not really that prepared. We'll blog it later. But it's the whole 3D thing that's going to get people, and those 3D ticket prices are like $3 more than...
Possible, but I still think it's between Inglourious Basterds and Halloween 2 to be 1 and 2.
Okay, well, there you go. We'll see if we're right next week.